just contemplating how things flow in and out of our lives, how people might show up for a period of time and then drift away and perhaps re-enter our lives again later. Um, I started off this thought process reflecting on my YouTube channel, which I started and I was all gung-ho about in January of this year. Um, Created loads of videos and shared them and felt really driven and drawn to do that. Um, Created about 50 plus videos by early February. And I even created a video which shared my first 30 days on YouTube and how I was going to continue and at the same kind of rate. Well, that's how it felt at the time. Then went through a number of changes in my life, including um, going away for a few weeks, and it just didn't feel appropriate. Or, I was focusing on family and other experiences, so the videos ceased. And then on return, a number of uh, things were occurring, nothing, just going through some changes and some reflections, and simply didn't feel prompted to create any more videos at that time. And then I sort of went into these thoughts of like, what's all this about? Is this another example of me starting something and then losing interest and moving on? Um, but then I stopped and thought, well, maybe it's, that YouTube channel is there. Those videos exist. That part of my life has been created and shared in that way. And who's to say that I'll not feel prompted to create or share more and perhaps differently ongoing? And that here I am now, reflecting on that exactly. And just seeing the perfection in it, really, and the allowing us to shift and change. And the rate of change currently is just so fast. I think to actually commit to anything for a long period of time just doesn't feel appropriate. And I've been one of those people in the past who've, quite rigidly committed to things and then beaten myself up when the enthusiasm has waned or whatever, but stuck to it regardless. And I think very much now being more aware and present and allowing things to be, and how refreshing that is. And also with friendships and things, not being attached particularly to people, allowing people to come and go and not be dependent on who they are or where they're supposed to fit in, just allowing them to be as they are. And how kind of refreshing it is to see it in that way and live in that way. And it creates a feeling more of excitement and that allowing of, what might show up, who might show up, and just allow it to be for whatever period of time it turns out to be, knowing that there's perfection in that. um, Obviously, if we've committed to do something for a period of time and it involves, letting other people down, then I think there's an element of, being very aware and not causing detriment to others, but certainly to be more forgiving of ourselves. And if a project that you sort of think, just because you change project or it changes and you cease it for a while, it doesn't mean it's a failure. That was one thing that came up for me. Have I failed? Is this something else I failed at? Or no, absolutely not. What's that about? Where have I gone? Why have I gone there in my thinking? How does that allow for changes and other things happening, or allowing for other ideas and opportunities to come in, if I'm then take myself down into a feeling of failure? So let that one go, absolutely. It's just interesting. So just reflecting and allowing and getting real with, is this a fit for me now? Am I drawn to spend time with that person now? Doesn't mean that it's going to end for the long term, but temporarily perhaps, or for however long it needs to be, and just trusting fully in that process. Perhaps something to think about.